Going live. All right. Hello and welcome to another episode of JDUB and Friends. This episode is going to be including Bill the Sample Man
Yo.
and Levin Skyward Shield. I don't know what you actually go by now. Everything keeps changing.
No, it's LevinLightsaber. You just keep following my personal.
That's what it is. Dang. Oh well.
I just don't want to change it because someone wants my name and I want to be an asshole.
See, perfect start. No, yeah. Um, so this episode actually is airing the day after the Lions beat the Chiefs. So congratulations, Sample Man.
It feels so good.
All
I'm
right.
in a jovial mood today.
Yeah, I'm about to say you've
Yeah, enjoy Andy Reid's kneecap.
I stole his cheeseburger and I'm enjoying it, okay?
Yeah. Now, this episode is going to be about the NFL, so this will be a new episode. I'm the only Eagles fan here, so gotta represent still.
Dun, dun, dun.
So Bill's been on this episode or channel before, so he kind of understands how we do this. Basically, what's going to happen is, first segment here, I'm gonna ask you guys some questions to get to know you. Usually I go with 5, but I was like, there's there's 3 of us, and there's gonna be a lot of stuff we're gonna be talking about in the future, so we're gonna go with 3 for now. So, I'm gonna start with Sample Man, and I'll go back and forth, switching questions as I go.
Yo.
So, Bill, your first question. The Mount Rushmore of current wide receivers.
Mount Rushmore of current wide receivers. Okay, so currently, right now, if I was to put my top 4,
Mhm.
I'm going Justin Jefferson easily, number 1.
Okay.
I mean, I think he could break Jerry Rice's all-time record if he just keeps going at the rate he's going. I go Jamar Chase. I mean, ever since he came into the league, he's just a beast.
Mhm.
I'm going AJ Brown
Okay.
because he's another beast. And man, you know what? I'm thinking for 4. Four's tough. Four's tough. You know what? Who has had the best, start to his career right now, and is a 4th-round pick and gone crazy, playing with a quarterback no one thought could play the game anymore? Give me my son, the sun god, Amon Ra.
I'm surprised.
Give me some Amon Ra. No one believes in that man. Pay that man.
I was actually surprised DK Metcalf wasn't on there.
I mean,
I'm not.
DK, you can make it.
Yeah. All right. So, Levin, now, kind of asked him about wide receivers. So, what is your current Mount Rushmore of quarterbacks that are current?
I will preface everything by saying I have just finished a battle with the virus, so my voice is not at 100%. So yeah, that's why I sound a little sick.
Okay.
I've got Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Tyreek Hill, and AJ Brown.
I
Okay.
forgot about Tyreek.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. Top 4 wide receivers for you. Let's see. This question is going to hurt you a little bit, Bill.
Oh God.
Worst
Oh God.
0-16 team: Cleveland Browns
easily.
or Detroit Lions?
Cleveland Browns easily, and you know why? It's because I predicted them going 0-16 on the podcast. That
Only you? Only you?
Well, no, we both predicted 0-16 Browns, and to my immense joy, and here's the other thing: the 0-16 Lions were not as bad the years before and after as the Browns were before and after their 0-16 seasons. They were god awful for 3 straight years. At least the Lions could win 5 games So
True.
they went like 132-1 or something. That is god awful. So they are the worst 0-16 team.
I understand that completely. Yeah. Levin. Now, NFL has had some jerseys over the years that have been some have been really nice, some have been really ugly. What is the worst NFL jersey that you could think of?
Ooh.
I I need to look at them all again. The only ones I say that are ugly is when they're meeting against each other, like Chiefs red and the Bengals orange.
Hmm.
Ugly sight to behold. So that, or if you're colorblind, like the Color Rush red and Color Rush green Bills and Jets jerseys, which imagine sending a a pundit who is colorblind to cover that game.
Mm.
So I can only say it depends on who they're matching up against.
Mm.
But there's probably one out there that I'm not remembering at the moment.
Yeah.
I mean, the old Tampa Bay creamsicles,
Oh, the creamsicles were funny.
the creamsicle uniforms.
Yeah. Eagles have those ugly blue and yellow ones that we had. I'm not a big fan of those. I don't know what they were thinking with those, but
Ugh.
I guess yeah. All right.
There is some bad stuff out there.
Mm-hmm. A lot of ugly ones out there. I'm like, ugh. The Steelers Beetle or the Bumblebee jerseys.
Oh yeah, the Bumblebee jerseys.
Prison jerseys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who let? I mean, horrifying.
Who okayed that?
I mean, Ben Roethlisberger looked very good in those style jerseys, though.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there. Like gigantic, like it's like a prison uniform.
Mhm.
I mean, he should be leading the all prison NFL team.
Could be the next longest yard movie. Ben Roethlisberger quarterback.
Oh man.
All right, Bill. So I know you are a Lions fan. By the time that their coaching, one's already done, but by the time the other coach is finished with the Lions, if he retires the Lions head coach, who's going to be the better head coach in the long run, Caldwell or Campbell?
Campbell easily.
Yeah.
I mean Caldwell, and my issue with Caldwell is he was too even keel.
Mhm.
He was always like, "Oh, well, we'll go to the next game." Meanwhile, Campbell has the qualities that always set Detroit teams to and get Detroit teams uh wins. Like
Mhm.
think of the Red Wings team. They were gritty, they were mean, they were nasty. The bad boy Piston, gritty, mean, nasty.
Mhm.
The Tigers when they won in '84, gritty, mean, nasty. That's the winning recipe for a Detroit champion.
Mhm.
Gritty, mean, nasty, and what is he building? A gritty, mean, nasty team right now. So Campbell easily.
Mhm. And Levin, the hardest question I think I've come up with yet. If you were the owner of a new NFL team that was coming to the league, which city would you choose to put your team in, and what would the name of your team be?
Ooh, oh God.
That is a tough question.
Hmm.
Well, I would say St. Louis because they could use a team again, but they can't be the Rams, so they have to do something else.
Hmm.
But I want to be I want to be biased and just say San Antonio.
Okay.
San Antonio could use a football team.
Hmm.
As for the name, I genuinely don't know. That's something I have to think about for a while.
Yeah.
Honestly, the Raiders should have moved to San Antonio. The black and silver is perfect over there.
Hmm.
Would have matched Spurs.
Yeah, definitely would have been a great option there for San Antonio because San Antonio is a big enough city that they could have a football team easy.
Oh yeah. Very easy.
But
We already have the Spurs, but we could definitely use another football team.
definitely,
Although the XFL team want it all.
yeah, I seen that.
Yeah, maybe they don't want one.
Yeah, they XFL actually did pretty good for the first year, so we'll see if they can come back in the second year and do anything. I know they said they lost a good amount of money, but I mean it's the first year, you're gonna figure
I mean,
everything out.
probably in the first 5 years, they're gonna lose a lot of money.
Definitely. So, tonight we are actually going to be doing our division picks and our Super Bowl pick, and who we think is going to win the Super Bowl. So, our first segment that we're going to do will be the NFC divisions. We're going to go right down the order alphabetically. So, NFC East will be the first one. Obviously, I'm an Eagles fan, so Eagles are definitely winning the division in my mind. But what about you two, Bill and Levin? Whoever wants to go first.
I'll let
I'll
you
pick. Wait, who's going first?
I'll let you go first.
I'm gonna go with the Eagles.
Okay.
I mean, I the Giants were a fluky team last year. They still have Daniel Jones at quarterback, so that they're out. The Commanders are the Commanders still. They haven't changed their name, so the stain of Dan Snyder still stains them. They're out. The Dallas Cowboys are I can't name their second wide receiver, so they're out. So I'm going Philadelphia easily.
Nice. Yeah, they I think that's gonna be division's gonna be still tough. As an Eagles fan, it's always been tough.
I think this is going to be an easier year for the Eagles, but I think Dallas's defense is better.
Do you see a team in the NFC East right now that could be a surprise contender? Besides,
Dallas.
yeah.
No. Look, if Saquon Barkley gets hurt,
Mhm.
the Giants are done. They honestly, the money that Daniel Jones got, that should have been going to Saquon. That's his money.
Hmm.
I
And
mean,
I honestly hope he leaves that town and goes somewhere else that will pay him, if they'll pay him.
Mhm.
I mean, the Commanders are definitely not in. Everyone's like, "Oh, are the Commanders going to have a better season?" No, no, they're not.
Yeah.
No, they aren't. Can stop that foolishness right now.
Mhm. I totally understand that.
They're to win 9 games there, guys. They're still named the Commanders. They
Yeah.
still don't have a logo.
Yeah. Yeah, I still think they should have been the Washington Monuments. Just perfect. I mean, you have well, think about it, all right. You have four different jerseys at that point. You have the White House. You could have the White House on one, the Lincoln Memorial. You could have Washington Memorial, and then just whatever you want. The first one, like combination of all three of them on another jersey.
I mean, then they could be like, we're built granite tough,
Hmm.
like we're built tough, like we're granite and shit like that. But no, we're the Commanders, and then they're being called the commies.
Hmm.
God, man.
It is the American way to conquer communism.
Very true.
Good on them to
I
become
mean,
legal.
that just implies that they're gonna consistently lose,
Hmm.
which is great.
So,
I
go ahead.
because I personally enjoy that narrative. Can you?
Yeah, the NFC, I think NFC East is going to be a two-team race, Cowboys and Eagles probably, but NFC North though, that I could see every team having a chance of the
At the shot.
yeah. There's not really I would say Lions are probably the favorite to win the division, right? Which is nuts to say right now, as having grown up in Michigan and seen the Lions play as they've had all these years. So, uh,
I mean,
I guess that's my pick. What about you, Bill?
That is America's team.
man,
This is
all right.
America's team.
So I was 9 years old when they last won a playoff game. I am currently 40.
Ooh.
So I mean, I can theoretically remember that
Mhm.
feeling of winning a playoff game. The Bears, I'm not sold on Justin Fields.
Mhm.
Everyone's like, "Oh, he might be the MVP." Are we forgetting that people like Mahomes and Burrow and Lamar Jackson, and every other quarterback exists over Justin Fields right now, who had a terrible completion percentage
Mhm.
and is a glorified running back in the backfield.
Mhm.
They signed two high-priced linebackers on defense, and one of them is getting lost consistently, so they're out.
Mhm.
The Minnesota Vikings were the most overrated team in the NFL last year.
True.
Oh, and the skull thing and whatever they're doing and clapping and shit. Get that shit out of here. No, get out of here.
Mm.
Green Bay, they've
Mhm.
been good for too long. They deserve to go 5-12 for a little while. Like for maybe 2 decades.
Mhm.
They can stand to not have a Hall of Fame quarterback for a little while. Just go away for a little while.
Mhm.
So I'm picking my Lions. Obviously I'm not some psycho fan being like, oh, they're gonna go 13-4. That's just crazy.
Mhm.
Here's a fun fact. Did you know that the Bears have the second best winning percentage amongst all NFL teams?
Hmm.
They've been mid for a decade, and they're still keeping that record.
Yeah, that's 85,
Well, not
80
for long.
teams.
I don't trust the Bears. I mean, the Vikings, I can see them win the division, honestly,
Mhm.
because Mr. Bill, they have still had your number, and I know you don't want to admit that.
They
It's
literally
possible,
should have lost the first game last year, and
but
they
they
did
didn't.
lose the second game last
Mhm.
year.
But Mr. Bill, you're probably going to split again this year.
I mean,
The only team I see you sweeping for sure is the Packers, because I do not. The only thing the Packers are going to be contending for is the number one overall pick. At least I hope so.
I
But,
hope not.
it doesn't matter. The Cardinals will be up there anyway.
Mhm.
I'm going to pick the Lions, but that's mostly because I want them to win. Truth be told, I feel like the Vikings will take it, but
Mhm.
I want the Lions to win a playoff game already. They're due.
Please. So that way
I
I
think
can
all
stop
of
hearing
America kind of wants the Lions to just win a playoff game.
Mhm.
1992. 1992.
I
Shut the fuck up.
I think that this year is going to be the first year that we see what the Vikings are actually made of. I think losing Dalvin Cook is going to affect Kirk Cousins a lot more than people are thinking it's going to.
Yeah.
Outside of Justin Jefferson, I mean, you're not going to have that, a threat in the running back, so they can kind of, get the line more and get to Kirk Cousins a little bit more. And I think it wouldn't surprise me if the Vikings finish third or fourth in the division this year too.
Oh yeah. I mean, and the sure-handed Adam Thielen's not there anymore.
Hmm.
Like, that's a possession receiver right there.
Yep.
He's a Panther.
Yeah. Never thought I'd see that. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised though if it ended up being Lions, Bears, Vikings, Packers.
Oh yeah. I agree with that.
It wouldn't surprise me this year. But this next division I think is, if not the worst, the second worst division in football, but the NFC South.
What is it with the South being so awful?
I don't understand.
Oh man. All right.
Random trivia for you guys. The last quarterback that was picked first overall hasn't won his starting first game since 2002. Do you know who it was?
2002.
Hmm.
Oh man. Kyle Bullard. Even
Mm,
though I doubt that's it.
nope. He was the original. Do you have a guess, Levin?
No.
He was the original quarterback of the Houston Texans.
Oh, okay. David Carr.
Yep.
Oh, David Carr.
Yep. If he was the last number one overall quarterback that has actually won his first game, so it doesn't look good for Bryce Young this weekend, but we'll see. But yeah, I hate to say it based on quarterbacks. I think it's a Saints division to lose.
Yeah.
I think the Falcons will be a little sneaky because that division's going to be so bad.
Hmm.
You could be 3-5 and you'll still be one game out.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah,
Yeah.
the Falcons are going to be carried by Bijan Robinson,
Hmm.
but I think I will pick the Saints just because they're the safe pick.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna go a little against grain, and I'm just gonna say I don't trust the Saints to stay healthy. I don't think they upgraded too much,
Hmm.
and I might go the Atlanta Falcons as a as my pick this year. I think we'll find out what Ritter is. We'll find out what Pitts is this year.
Hmm.
And I think Bijan will be a stud. And I think that defense will shore up a little bit. And I think they'll win the division going 8-9 and get into the playoffs and get blown out by the second team.
Hmm. Which will be the Eagles because you know what? Bye.
I'll tell you this: Michael Thomas is still a problem.
Mm.
I mean,
I don't like that guy.
Jamal Williams is not going to replicate his success from last year.
Mr. Bill, he has the power of God and anime on his side. I think you underestimate him.
I mean, anime can only carry you so far.
Yeah.
Mr. Bill, do not slander your former Lion. They didn't want to pay him.
Yeah.
I'm
not
kind
his
of
fault.
glad we didn't pay him, and I'm kind of glad we got David Montgomery.
Did you know Montgomery actually got outplayed a little bit by Gibbs last night? They were showing. Yeah.
Jameer. Oh yeah.
Yep. I was like, wow, that's surprising. But we'll see how that goes on. NFC West. I think it's a two-team race in that one too.
Yeah.
I'm nothing against Rams fans. I don't see Stafford staying healthy again. I think last year, he could stay healthy last year. I think he's getting to the age now where he's going to be hurt a lot more. I just don't see him doing it as much and staying healthy as much. I think they need to go some other direction next year. Don't know what direction it'll be, but some other direction. So
Because they have no capital to trade with.
yeah, that too. But I think personally, I will definitely probably. I think I'm gonna jump on the Seahawks bandwagon this year. I was thinking the 49ers.
Oh,
Yeah, I was thinking 49ers, but can my question though is can Purdy replicate his skills from last year? Is that team going to be as good? Guess we'll find out. But I think I'm gonna go with the Seahawks and with Gino, which Bill the Fajita will love to hear. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the Seahawks. What about you, Levin?
well, can they replicate it? I don't know. Will it matter? I don't know. Let's put it to you this way. Let's shift to another sport for a second.
Okay.
Phil will understand immediately where I'm going with this. Is Dusty Baker a top tier manager at baseball?
I
I mean,
mean,
he's good,
yeah.
but he's not great.
Yeah.
But he got carried by an absurd amount of pitching talent and hitting talent
Hmm.
to a World Series win. And that happened with Brock Purdy. He got carried by an absurd amount of talent around him. Can they do it again? Yeah. Will it take them to that same point? Who knows?
Mm.
As long as they don't run into the Eagles, they might have a shot. I mean, every team they played was Dallas. They'd be Super Bowl champs by now.
Mm.
So they can get carried over there again. I
Mm.
think they can. But Christian McCaffrey needs to stay healthy again, which I don't know. That man's health has never been consistent. So
Hmm.
really up to him. Can he stay playing the whole season, or if he goes down, you may as well sell the team at that point.
True.
I'm
I-
picking them to win, but I would not be surprised if they lose because only because CMC is out for the year.
Hmm.
And see, I will put two things out there, and here's my prediction for the year, and I'll put it out there right now. I think the Arizona Cardinals are going 0-17 this year and
All right.
become the first ever 0-17 team. They're god awful, and they literally are coached by a person that wants to be Dan Campbell 2.0,
Mhm.
idiotic quotes that make no sense. Uh, in in other news, I'm more of a Brock Purdy truther, and I will say that I'm more in the I'm in the camp that Purdy is probably going to be a 10-year starter in the league,
Mhm.
and he's only going to get better as years go on. So I'm more bought into San Fran than Seattle right now.
Mhm.
I there is a case you can make for Seattle. Seattle's got a good young defense.
Mhm.
San Fran's got a good defense themselves. So I mean, legitimately, it's they're very neck and neck in my opinion. But I feel like there's still the Geno Smith is just kind of that X factor. He
Mhm.
had one great year. I'm not. He's been in the league for like 10, 15. He had one good year. Brock Purdy's been in the league 1 year and he had a good year when he was
Mhm.
in it. So I'm going San Fran.
Good pick though. Yeah, I think Gino's the like you said X factor for that team too. It's like is he? I mean, with Metcalf and I can't think of the other's name right now.
Lockett.
Thank you. Yeah, those two I think we'll be able to get them to that at least 9-8 again if at worst case.
And a good running game. They have
Hmm.
a good running game too.
Definitely. See now a lot of people are seeing this next division. We're actually going to switch the AFC now. That this next division is the toughest in football. I disagree, actually.
Disagree.
Yeah, AFC East. I don't. I I'm not high on Rodgers and the Jets. I am. I don't see him surviving
I don't
behind that
think
O
he'll get
line.
that far.
No, that O line is terrible in New York. I don't get.
They also got rid of all their young players for
Hmm.
players.
True. Yeah. Yep.
Are you saying the Packers fleeced them?
Oh, probably just a little bit.
And they fleece themselves.
Yep. I mean, he's.
Look, I think I speak for all of us that we're all kind of Aaron Rodgers truthers out here.
Yeah.
So
I just
yeah,
want.
you're not gonna find any of us who want to sympathize with him.
No, I just want to know if he's going to become a Viking next, or if he's going to stay. If he's not going to follow Brett Favre's footsteps to back to NFC North.
And I think it's hilarious that he's like, I don't want to be the next Brett Favre. I want to be me,
Hmm.
and he's already 1 for 2.
Right. Yep. Yeah, the AFC East, I gotta go with the Bills, followed closely by the Patriots. Think Mac Jones is gonna have a better year.
Patriots.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I think Mac
You're on the
Jones.
MAGA QB trade.
I mean,
You're
at-
gonna make the Patriots great again.
yeah, I mean at least I think they'll be second best team in the division. That's not, I
I
think
mean, this is the MAGA division when you think about it.
yeah.
We got Josh Allen, QAnon truther,
Hmm.
Aaron Rodgers himself, MAGA Jones,
Hmm.
and Tua.
Yeah, and the Dolphins are
Okay, I'll
too.
tell you this.
Oh, good.
There is a trade we have to watch out for soon.
Hmm.
If Jonathan Taylor goes to the Dolphins,
Hmm.
and if the Dolphins are like, let's say 2-2 by the time that's already done, watch out. We're gonna have a fun race. I'm picking the Bills,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying, watch the Dolphins. I don't know if there'll be just a smidge wild card team that gets bounced in the first round,
Hmm.
but if they get Jonathan Taylor, that offense on paper looks unstoppable.
Yeah, I understand that.
I just have one thing to ask of any team in the NFL.
Mm.
Like, if it's a night game and you're playing the Jets, just turn out the light. Okay? Turn out the light for a little
Oh, turn off those lights.
bit. Just turn off
They're
the
too
light for a little
bright.
bit. Please. We gotta have him go on his darkness retreat in game.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
mean, that's how you beat Kirk Cousins. Just turn off the sun. He's solar powered. He can't play in prime time.
I mean,
Right.
so I don't believe in that. I mean, Jets are nothing. The Patriots, I I'm not bought in on them either.
Mhm.
I think the Miami Dolphins are second best team, but it looks like their head coach will sell you crack cocaine. So, legitimately, I'm going to go Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, I can't put the Dolphins second, not because not because of like anything that they've done. Besides, I think Tua is just too injury prone right now. I don't think he would. I need to see if he could stay healthy for a full season, not taking concussions, nothing like that. If he could stay healthy, yeah, the Dolphins probably the second best team. But right now, I don't know if he can stay healthy. Because I mean, every time he turns
I can
around,
tell you one way the Patriots can be involved
what's that?
if they bring out the old faithful,
Yeah,
their secret jewel to winning any game, the video camera.
yeah, yep, yeah. Tom Brady's gonna be at the first Patriots game, so maybe the deflate gate will happen again.
Are they gonna retire his number?
Yeah, I believe that's what they're doing for the first game. Yeah, they're playing the Eagles in Foxborough, and it's like one of the most expensive tickets in the year. So I'm like, crap.
Tom Tom Brady puts his hand on the football and just magically deflates.
Hmm.
Oh boy.
uh, so and AFC from AFC East, where one of the teams is, I would say, more south than east with the Dolphins. Um, which I've never understood that. Can somebody explain that to me? Why are the Dolphins in the east and the Colts are in the south? Any idea? Don't know.
They're just too lazy to correct the old school decisions of the Baltimore Colts moving
They used
to
to call it the
Indianapolis.
Central back in the day, and then they added the Texans back, which ruined everything.
Yeah,
They're just too lazy to do that sort of stuff.
Yeah, that and the rivalries are already established. Like, think about it. Why are the Cowboys east?
true.
They're south, but the only reason they're there. Remember back before you Army were born, when Bill was a kid, the Cardinals used to be in that division all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's just they don't want to change tradition at this point.
Nothing like a good old fashioned NFC East Arizona Cardinals. Back then known as the Phoenix Cardinals.
Phoenix. But yeah, AFC North. Um, I think it's the Bengals to lose. I I know that the Ravens just gave their quarterback Lamar Jackson a huge extension, but I I don't know. I'm still kind of iffy on him. I know people are like, "Oh, he's the greatest, quarterback right now, is the greatest MVP, blah blah blah." It's like, "No, I don't see it. He hasn't won a playoff game. He's just I don't know. He's not there for me yet." So I think it's Burrow and the Bengals are going to win the division. Yeah.
Hmm. I'm gonna pick the Bengals as well. I think the Ravens will be competitive to the end,
Hmm.
but I'll tell you this: Pittsburgh will find a way not to go 7-9 because Mike Tomlin just will never allow them to have a sub 500 record.
Yeah.
And of course, there is one question, the wild card in all this. Will D's Nuts Watson be
Hmm.
back in the hunt for being a respectable quarterback, or at least in terms of throwing the ball well with his arm?
Hmm.
I think it's over for him, but I've been wrong before.
Yeah.
I'm I'm going Cincinnati as well. I think it's gonna go Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Cleveland.
You think Pittsburgh will be better? I'm
Yeah,
surprised.
I think their offense is primed to be way better this year.
Hmm.
I've been watching one too many urinating tree videos, I think.
I no, I honestly do believe that their offense is going to be better. I think they are better on the offensive line, and getting rid of Max Canada can't hurt.
Hmm. Definitely. Yeah. I just feel like Bengals have probably the most complete team in that division right now. I feel like Lamar needs another wide receiver. I don't think he has enough talent. at wide receiver to
They
actually.
got Odell Beckham.
I said talent. Sorry, no. No. Odell, I think is definitely past his prime. He was good in New York, and then he left and hasn't been the same since. But if I am the Ravens, though, I might actually try and get Mike Evans. I think that would help a lot with Lamar if they can get Mike, but guess we'll find out there with that one. No, I think this is the worst division in football. The AFC South.
Yeah.
There's this. I mean, there's not really a good team in the race really for this division. It's whoever's not gonna, lose basically all 17 games at this point for me.
There is a good team. One good team. In fact, I hope you drafted someone from this team because they're going to get so many points. The Jaguars are
Yeah.
going to sweep that division and they're going to have a top tier record, not because they're legitimately a legendary team, but just because they have the softest
Hmm.
cupcake circuit schedule you could ever ask for. Is 13-3 out of the realm for this team? Let's do it. Who is the only look at their schedule right now and name me teams they
Sick.
should lose to?
Kansas City.
There's not that many that aren't actual playoff contenders. They only have to play about 3 or 4 of them, and
Let's
they might steal some.
see. Yeah.
They got Kansas City next.
Trevor Lawrence is poised to break out, especially considering he's playing against the Texans, who are god awful.
Hmm.
I like their coach, but they're not going anywhere this year, and I think they know that. They're fine with that.
Yeah, I could see him.
The Colts, which deserve everything that's coming to them,
Hmm.
and the Titans, who are they throwing out there at quarterback? Tannehill again?
I don't even know who the quarterback is for them this year. I think he's.
Tannehill for now, but they got Levis sitting back there, and then
Oh
Malik
yeah, they
Willis.
got the guy. They got the guy who puts mayonnaise in his coffee.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
The only thing that might save that Tennessee Titans team is getting DeAndre Hopkins, but I think he's over the hill too right now. I mean, I think he's kind of his what after leaving Houston. I mean, he was good in Arizona for a little bit, but I don't think it's enough. Um,
I think he'll be fine. I
yeah,
think he'll be okay. But he should have been a Jaguar because he would have been getting a lot of touchdowns.
definitely. I could see the Jaguars going 12-5, looking at their schedule. Play the Chiefs week 2, week 5 at the Bills, which will be a loss, so that'll be 2 at least. At the Saints, maybe 3, but 49ers will be a
I think they could
loss.
take it.
Yeah, 49ers will be a loss, so that's, given 3. Bengals will be a loss, that's at least 4. And then they may lose to Lamar and the Ravens, so you see the Ravens are gonna be 5 or the Saints will be 5, but
The Ravens tend to lose a good game they should have won. They
Mhm.
typically do that all the time.
Yeah.
I think when I looked at the schedule last week, I think the games I had them steal were from the Chiefs
Mhm.
and from the Ravens.
Oh, okay.
That'll be glorious.
Yeah, it also depends on if Kelsey can go next week for the Chiefs. I mean, that offense is totally different, which we'll talk about here in a second. That team, I don't even know. It's just like shocking how much different they are. Speaking of, um, Bill, who are you taking the Jaguars too?
I'm taking the Jaguars, and I literally do not think of anything else for any of the other teams in that division because they literally do not exist.
Yeah, I understand that. Speaking of the Chiefs, the AFC West, they looked terrible without. I mean, they didn't look terrible, I guess, but they didn't look great without Kelsey. They definitely need a wide receiver number one. Without Kelsey, they're a terrible team without that wide receiver. I mean, they have what Scantley, and then they had um, yeah, I
Kellen
can't
Moore, Kadarius Tony,
count. Yeah, Tony, whose hands are as strong as concrete
I
blocks.
mean, literally, good lord, that man literally has I
Those hands are bent for basketball defense, not for football offense.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like he's playing with two clubs on his arm. You know, the clubs
Mhm.
that you break your freaking hands with, and the defensive players have this giant like club for an arm. That's like what he was trying to catch the football with.
Yeah. Yeah, it was funny last night. I was going through Twitter as, the game was going on. I was kind of reading all the memes about him, whatever. And then they showed the interception play. And the ball that they intercepted was in the Kansas City Chiefs' hands. Like literally you could see it, like he had grabbed it. And I was like, they said, "Oh, this play actually resulted in the Lions touchdown." I'm like, "That's nuts."
It was great.
Just
I love it.
blew my mind. I was like, "Wow, this is." I mean, that just says something. I mean, they need to go out and get a wide receiver number one. I mean, without Kelsey, it's a totally different team at that point. But I think I'm gonna go on a limb, but I think even with Kelsey, the Raiders are gonna win the division. That
Oh,
What?
I f- yeah,
You're nuts.
I see Jimmy G coming into the division kind of surprising some people. I think that they are going to surprise. I mean, I I think they're going to come through and surprise a lot of people. I mean, they'll be a playoff team. I don't think they'll make it past the first round, but I think they'll be at least a playoff team. I think they'll win the division. Chargers will probably be a second. Chiefs will be third. If they can't get Kelsey healthy early enough, I think it's going to be a long season for the Chiefs, unless they can go out and get a wide receiver that's going to help Mahomes, where he won't drop the ball or anything like that. But Reed's a smart coach, so we'll see. Broncos, I think, are going to be the fourth team in the division. I know Sean Payton's there, but I feel like Russell Wilson's the best years are behind him. I think he's too worried about his image. I think he's too worried about, you know, just
Oh, his image is in tatters right now.
yeah. I think he's worried about, he's married to Sierra, whole future situation that should have been
And
nothing worried
do
about in
you
the
not
past.
know about their foundation scandal?
Uh, which one?
The Russ's foundation was not putting the money where it's supposed to go to those to those organizations that they were supposed to give it to.
That don't surprise me.
He was keeping the money for himself. So
Mhm.
uber yikes. And
Definitely.
second off, Russ is a system QB
Mhm.
carried by Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's so good, why were they not in the hunt from the start last season? Why do they need to get Sean Payton, another top tier coach,
Hmm.
to fix it?
Yeah.
If he's a system QB.
Sean Payton's been out of the NFL a little bit too long to. I think NFL's kind of changed a little bit since he was. I know it's been only probably been what 2 years or something, like 3 years, but still NFL changed a lot in 3 years. But
I'm pretty sure the Broncos will be the worst team in that division again, although the Raiders, in my opinion, won't be too far behind them. I don't know, especially considering their best defensive player is holding out for more money,
mhm.
which he rightfully deserves. Who knows what'll happen for them. As for the Chiefs, don't forget Chris Jones also is holding out for cash.
Mhm.
So his his presence was sorely missed. How many pressures did Jared Goff get, or how many sacks did he take? I don't think he got hit much at all.
I think he had one sack on him.
Mhm.
One
And
sack.
And then a fumble at
That's a
two.
lot more than I thought they would give him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, the Lions' offensive line is one of the best in football, but
Mhm.
not having Chris Jones there was sorely missed
Yeah,
because
definitely.
it let the Lions stay on the field for a lot longer,
Hmm.
which I'm not trying to take away from Mr. Bill's win.
Hmm.
But I will say I'm not too worried about the Chiefs yet because every time we think they're done, they always come back and win the Super Bowl.
Sure.
So until they're actually eliminated, I'm not saying anything about them anymore.
Hmm.
I mean, I'll go and put it this way. I think they're a 13-4 team, and I think they're gonna start winning next week. even without Kelsey, I don't trust the Jag. But they're my division winner. I got it going like Kansas City, the Chargers, then the Raiders, then the Broncos. I just don't with the Raiders. I just don't trust Josh McDaniel to
Mhm.
coach a team effectively.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, I think Jimmy G has that talent that could get them over the hump enough. I mean, in San Francisco, I mean, he really didn't have much besides, when he was there besides Debo Samuel really. But I feel like, maybe he can get him over the hump and because I mean, Carr, Derek Carr had a lot of talent out there, but he couldn't get him over the hump. But I think that was after he broke his leg that kind of changed his
I
whole
mean,
talent too.
I think Josh McDaniels is just like Matt Patricia.
Hmm.
He has his own guys, the Patriot way, this garbage, stupid system that doesn't work and only is effective from one man.
Hmm.
One man only. And
Yep.
that is Bill Belichick. If you're not Bill Belichick,
Hmm.
you're just the Patriot way doesn't exist.
Yep.
There's a reason why like people like Harry on Johnson hate Matt Patricia and hate people from the Patriot way. I just just that Patriot way garbage just really really irks me.
Hmm.
Also, a certain quarterback for the Eagles would agree with you on that.
Yep. Ironically, now we have him as a head coach or one of the coaches now in Philly. So
Oh Matt, I still feel bad for the Philadelphia Eagles. Matt Patricia stains that organization.
hmm.
That just phase him out. Find someone.
Yeah.
Get rid of him. He's a cancer in the locker room.
Hmm. Yeah. I feel like they well I feel like a couple teams have making the changes, or coaches, everything like that are gonna have off years. But I feel like if oh, what's his name? I can't think of his name. Eagles' old defensive coordinator, Gannon.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Um, if he took some of either Sirianni's plays or some other plays they learned along the years, I mean, maybe it'll be good. But I guess we'll see with that whole situation there. That I feel like he's gonna have iffy year. Indianapolis Colts head coach. I I don't know how that's gonna go on. We'll see how that does. But I don't think I'm gonna say this right now. People are going to be mad at me, but I don't think Richardson's going to be a good quarterback in the NFL. I think he's going to be in a few years either wide receiver or tight end. I
I
don't.
mean, I'm of two minds with Richardson. I, he's either gonna be Jamarcus Russell,
Mhm.
which I feel like they're throwing him out way too early.
Mhm.
I I wish teams would give these young guys, especially ones that are developmental, some time to develop.
Mhm.
You know, I feel like Richardson's ceiling is astronomical. Uh, but you know, uh, if everything hit,
Mhm.
I mean, he could be special. He could be a great quarterback for a long time. I think he's gonna be middle of the road. I think he's gonna be like not live up to that potential, but he's not going to be Jamarcus Russell either.
Definitely, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I always see his accuracy scares me. I just feel like he's not. I mean, even at Florida, people are like, "Oh, but he had a terrible offensive line. His wide receivers drop stuff." It's like, yeah, but some of those throws are like way overthrown. Wide receivers, some of them were easily intercepted, stuff like that. It's like, I don't know.
I mean, he was having issues
Hmm.
staring down receivers in the preseason.
Definitely. Yep.
I have a question for you all.
Go ahead.
Who are the biggest frauds amongst the NFL right now?
Fraud?
Guys who fancy themselves as Super Bowl contenders, but are not even close.
Jets.
Jets.
I mean, Jets are definitely one.
Cowboys are another.
Oh,
You said Cowboys. I was expecting you to say that first.
Nope.
Jets, Cowboys, and I would say Baltimore.
Wow.
I could see that. Yeah, I would say Jets
I
and
was gonna say the Niners.
Cowboys.
I mean, I have my fantasy team for
Hoping.
needing the 49ers to be good, so
Mhm.
therefore I
You
cannot.
don't need them to go to the
I
Super Bowl.
cannot. I cannot.
Bill, you don't need them to go to the Super Bowl to win.
I need them to be good for a large contingent of the season.
You need
Right.
them to be good up to week 16. Week before the Super Bowl. Calm
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
We don't go that far into fantasy.
Speaking of,
Speaking of Super Bowls, it's a very good segue. Let's start with Levin. Who are your two teams to make the Super Bowl? And if you had two backup sleeper teams from each division, from each conference, who is your sleepers for the Super Bowl?
I will tell you my sleepers because they are who I want.
Okay.
Well, actually, one of them is one I want because I want a Bird Bowl. I want the Ravens and Eagles because I want a Bird
Okay.
Bowl. We haven't had a Bird Bowl.
Yeah.
We need one. Bird Bowl Reddit wants it.
Yeah.
They deserve it, but it won't happen. Probably not because the NFL is totally not scripted.
Mhm. Yeah. I don't.
So the Ravens are one of my sleeper picks.
Mhm.
I also would accept Dallas, but that's for a very personal reason I'm not getting into here. But what I'm expecting is a rematch between the Eagles and the Chiefs.
Okay. What would you say the final score is going to be?
I don't know. It's just going to be whoever has the ball last wins.
Okay.
sort of like the preview.
Yeah.
The game could literally be decided on the coin toss alone.
Definitely. Yeah. It's happened. Overtime.
Oh man.
Bill, what about you? What is your championship game and your sleepers?
All right, so I'm gonna go a little off the wall here.
Okay.
I think we could see a Buffalo San Francisco 49ers Super Bowl.
Okay.
And I would say Buffalo wins the Super Bowl, their first ever Super Bowl, on a made field goal that doesn't go wide right, like 24-21.
Yep.
Now, sleeper team, I think the Cincinnati defense is not as good this year.
Mhm.
So they'd be my sleeper team to make the Super Bowl. Because everyone's like, oh yeah, I expect Cincinnati to be in the Super Bowl. I don't expect them to be in there this year.
Mhm.
And I feel like their defense has regressed.
Mhm.
So that would, to me, would be a sleeper. In the NFC, holy shit. You know what would be the ultimate sleeper out of the NFC? Any team,
Oh God.
any team that, let's just hypothetically
I already
say,
know who you're
that Philadelphia somehow loses,
Okay.
and somehow, some way, San Francisco loses.
Okay.
Who does that leave? The dark horse that goes 9, the Atlanta Falcons, going to I'm crazy. So fun.
You didn't even pick your.
That's right.
Ready for you to think first. Why?
Because I'm not crazy.
Yeah. He's been
You're
a lot.
insane.
I the ultimate crazy sleeper pick would be the team that wins a division, gets a home playoff game, goes 8-9, and goes on a run.
Hmm.
And that team's actually sneaky decent on offense, and it would be really hilarious to see an 8-9 team in the Super Bowl.
Definitely. Yeah,
I just to watch them get obliterated. The AFC team.
yeah. I have to choose
But I
the.
also built that up pretty good.
I thought you were going with the Lions for like the long. I'm like, he's going to choose the Lions, even though I I don't think they're too far away as a sleeper team. I think they're maybe one or two pieces away from a Super Bowl, but I wouldn't say they're too far away from a sleeper. But I would say NFC. I gotta go with my Eagles. I still feel like we're still a really good team. I think our defensive line actually has gotten better. Uh, I think N'Kobe Dean's going to come into his own this year. I think we're going to surprise a lot of people. I think we'll be able to actually rotate a lot more players out. Offensively,
Devonta Smith gonna finally break out.
I think so. I think with Devontae, I think he's gonna have a great year. I think AJ Brown's gonna have another great year. Goddard's gonna be great. Running back, I think we're actually better this year running back than we were last year. I feel like Miles Sanders was good, but I mean, I think Swift, if he could stay healthy, is more of a dynamic back than
I need him to deliver in week 1.
he may.
So you better give him 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, we could definitely do that. But I think the Eagles are gonna be in the Super Bowl, and I think the Bengals I think are gonna be definitely up there. I think they're gonna be Eagles Bengals. I think it's be 34-31 last second field goal by Jake Elliott. But we'll see. My sleeper teams would probably be San Francisco. I feel like if Purdy does have a great year like he did last year, if the NFL hasn't figured him out, they definitely could make a run again. But I don't see it happening. But then AFC, so up in the air.
AFC's murderer's row, man.
Yeah, AFC could really be any. I don't. Chiefs are not really a sleeper. I don't see them. It just depends on what happens there. Um, you know, I would go with Buffalo, but I'm kind of worried about the defense still, and the running game. We'll see how that is. Buffalo. I
They
don't.
definitely need a running game.
Yeah, I don't think they have a fully talented team. Um, oh man, I'm probably gonna hate myself, but if if they can make it out of the division healthy and they're one of the few teams that stay healthy, I think the Chargers could actually make a run. But
I mean, it's up to them.
yeah,
I mean, they did fire Lombardi out of offensive coordinator, the man that calls just curl routes every
hmm
fucking play.
yeah,
So
yeah. I was like, ugh. I didn't want to. I was like Bill Belichick, ugh. But I don't think the Pats are good enough to actually
no.
make that run. Um, so you know what? To finish this off tonight, we're gonna do a quick pick. So we're gonna choose who we think is gonna win the rest of the games this week.
Okay. Hell yeah.
First game on this list here is the Panthers and the Falcons. Bill, what do you think?
I got the Falcon.
Okay, 11.
I got the Falcons.
All right. Yeah, I'm thinking the Falcons just because of that rookie court curse right now. So we'll see if that changes.
Honestly, this
But
might be the most winnable one we got.
yeah. Second game is Cincinnati and Cleveland. 11.
Cincy.
Hmm.
These nuts Watson will be overwhelmed.
Yep. What do you think, Bill?
I got Cincinnati. Cleveland.
Hmm.
Yeah, I need Jamar Chase to get 2 touchdowns and 150 yards.
Burrow to throw for 350 and get you
Look,
those
if
2
they're all to
touchdowns.
Jamar Chase, I'll take.
Yeah, I'm going with Cleveland or Cincinnati too. Cleveland, I don't think has enough firepower to keep up with Cincinnati. I think the next game's gonna be maybe the most boring for the weekend. Jacksonville and Indianapolis.
Boring. We're gonna watch a slaughter. I'm
Yeah,
gonna go with the Jag.
yeah.
I need Trevor Lawrence to give me 3 or 4 touchdowns.
Let ETN get a couple as well. I'll take that. I'm going Jacksonville as well.
All right. The Tampa Bay. Oh, sorry, he's not there no more. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Minnesota Vikings.
I'm gonna go with Spalal.
Okay.
Oh my god. You know, just because I'm a spiteful asshole, I'm going Tampa Bay. You know why? Even though Justin Jefferson will have like 350 yards in this game
hmm
and like 4 touchdowns, the Minnesota defense will probably give up 4 touchdowns as well
hmm
and just lose it on a last second field goal.
Yeah,
I'm going
oh, go ahead.
I'm going Tampa.
I'm actually, if it was in Tampa, I'd probably go Tampa Bay. Because I feel like we're gonna see how good Kirk Cousins is without a running game. Um,
True.
but it being home, I gotta go with Minnesota, but I think it's gonna be a lot closer than um, you know, probably a point. I think it's gonna be like Lions Chiefs, where it's gonna come down to whoever has the ball last. If they can get into the end zone or not. The next game is gonna be Tennessee and New Orleans.
Who?
Tennessee and New Orleans.
Yep.
Oh, I'm gonna go with Nolans.
Okay.
I mean I have to go New Orleans as well.
Michael Thomas is still a plum.
Yeah, I gotta stick with New Orleans too. I feel like they just have a better, more all around team than Titans do this year. Probably for the next few years. But San Francisco and Pittsburgh is Purdy gonna dominate
Oh,
the?
Sanford.
I mean, I think it's gonna be a close game. I think both teams are pretty evenly matched. With I'm gonna go with San Fran just because they scheme open a lot of people.
Yeah, yeah. I think I'm gonna go with San Francisco too. Pittsburgh has a worse name for arena anymore, so definitely not gonna be a win at home. But yeah, I think San Francisco is gonna win. I think Brock Purdy will see what he's made of this time around. Second, probably most boring game of the week will probably be Arizona and Washington.
Oh my god.
Ooh, early tank ball.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Washington.
Okay.
God. God, I wish I this starts the ultimate losing streak of the Arizona Cardinals. The
Uh,
road to 17 begins here. I'm going Commanders. The commies are going to win.
I'm actually gonna go with the Cardinals. I think, yeah,
Damn.
the Commanders. It's kind of questionable at quarterback right now. I feel like that team needs a lot more help than just a brand new stadium because that stadium's trash too. But
Well, at least they got rid of their shitty owner.
yeah, I think Kyler Murray's may will be able to do just enough to get him a win in Arizona. So,
He's playing.
well, I mean, I don't know if he's playing for sure, but if
I
he
don't
might
think
not
he's
be.
supposed to play until at least like late October, early November.
Yeah. I guess the Cardinals haven't named their starting quarterback yet, so we'll see. Um, yeah, I don't know. It could be Dobbs, I guess. Driscoll.
I can't wait for the surprise third string starter.
Right. Yeah, I guess they haven't. I was wrong on that, so ignore me. I still think the Cardinals will pull it off just because Washington needs a lot of help. Let's see. Next game is Houston and Baltimore.
Oh, Baltimore is going to murder them. I
Yeah.
hope Dalton Schultz gets a garbage time touchdown, though.
Hmm.
I got Baltimore. Lamar's just gonna run all over the defense.
Yeah. Baltimore is definitely going to win that game. I don't see Houston
Uh,
surviving.
and CJ Stroud's gonna throw like 2 or 3 picks in that game.
Hmm. Yeah, he's going to be a little surprised. I think the rookie quarterbacks this week are going to have a rough time. The next game is the NFC North game. We got the Green Bay Packers and Chicago Bears.
This is the Bears' best chance to win in Lambeau they've ever had. But I still don't think they're actually going to win it.
It's actually at Soldier Field
I'm
this
going
time.
with the Packers.
Yeah,
Oh, it's at Soldier
it's
Field?
at Soldier Field this
Okay,
time. Yep.
no. Okay, never mind. I'm going with the Bears.
Man, part of me wants to say, hey, it's just gonna be a tie. But you know, as insufferable as Bear fans are, I'll bite one for the team. I'll just say the Chicago Bears will win, and then they'll go 1-16.
Yeah, I can see the Bears winning this game. Uh, Denver and the Raiders. I think this will be a.
This is tough.
I'm going to go with the Raiders. No, I'm going to Broncos.
We ride.
I I hate that I have to pick this game, but I'm going Las Vegas.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Las
This
Vegas
is the one
wins.
I predict to be a tie, actually. If there was one, this is the one I picked.
Yeah. Yeah, I see Las Vegas winning this one. I think it's gonna be a close game though. Because I think Denver's maybe gonna figure out some stuff, but I still think it's gonna be a close game. And Las Vegas, the defense is gonna need some help. But I think the next game is possibly the game of the week.
Ooh,
Um, the Eagles and the Pats.
tough game.
Yeah,
Eagles.
Mhm. That's why I'm going with Eagles because Eagles fan, but I think it's gonna be a lot closer than people are going to be expecting.
And I'm also going Eagles, and I think it's going to be a little bit more of a spread,
Hmm.
like
Okay.
Watch your
38
back for
21.
cameras, soccer.
Right. Uh, Now the first game of Tua's career, if he can stay healthy, the Dolphins playing against the Chargers.
Oh man.
Oh god, this one's gonna be interesting. I
Mhm.
need the Chargers to play bad, but I think they might actually win this one.
I see the Chargers win this one easy.
I mean, I think this is going to be a shootout. I think it's going to be the Chargers winning this game. No one's going to play defense very well.
Yeah. Uh, NFC West matchup, we got the Rams and the Seahawks. It's in Seattle.
Give me Seattle.
Easily Seattle. I mean, I fear for Matt Stafford's safety
Hmm.
behind that offensive line.
Yeah, they
Well, the Seahawks defense isn't exactly threatening, so he might actually not get sacked more than 10 times.
yeah, they that offensive line for
They're
the
more of a
Rams.
secondary dominant team than a front dominating.
Definitely. Yeah, the Rams offensive line though is still questionable. I mean, anybody could probably get through that line right now. Uh, the Sunday night game, which I'm sorry that the NFL chose this for week one, but the Dallas Cowboys taking on the New York Giants. And
I thought this was the Monday night game.
nope.
I'm gonna go with We Dem Soys.
Yeah.
You know what would do my heart good?
Hmm.
Because Daniel Jones is 1-6 against them, and also Saquon Barkley has only gotten 3 touchdowns against these guys.
Yeah.
They have his number.
I mean, I have the Dallas defense, but a part of me wants to see chaos, but
Mhm.
I know it's gonna be the Dallas Cowboys,
I'm actually
so
put
I'm picking Dallas.
I was actually gonna pick the Giants. It's at home, MetLife. I feel like Dak Prescott is gonna. We're gonna find out what he's made of this year. I think if he's either gonna be,
More like midlife.
yeah. But I mean, unless the miracle of the Meadowlands 3 happens, it's already happened twice with the Eagles beating the Giants at MetLife. So, but I think the Giants could pull this off at home. Hopefully, making the Dallas Cowboys 0-1, which will be beautiful. But Monday night game, of course. I bet you if Aaron Rodgers wasn't there, this would not be a Monday night football game. But the Buffalo Bills taking on the New York Jets, which
I'm
that
gonna go with the Bills.
yeah.
I mean, I'm just gonna put it out there. Buffalo Bills have the better quarterback,
Mhm.
have the better wide receivers.
Yeah.
And
Jennings.
I mean, literally did not go backwards in terms of age. Stayed young.
hmm
I'm going Buffalo easily.
Yeah, I'm taking Buffalo too. I feel like the Jets are the offensive line, and Rodgers is not mobile at all. I just don't see that Jets offensive line holding on. Plus, which is and even weirder than that is almost 24 hours after the Giants game starts that they play. So we'll see how that field's going to be too. Um,
Ooh,
yeah, so
true.
it's a home game for the Jets too, Jets and Giants. So we'll see how that's going to go. But thank you all for coming on this podcast tonight. It was
Oh,
kind of last minute thing for you guys,
Yep.
but
yep, no problem.
definitely have you guys on again probably when we get closer to Super Bowl. Definitely. Maybe we'll do a Thanksgiving game too because I know we'll have some teams then. Christmas Eve, I think, or Christmas Day, I think the Eagles are playing. So see what happens then. But do you guys have anything you want to shout out tonight? Any place if you stream on Twitch, stream on Kick, stream on YouTube, anything you want to talk or shout out, you can.
I haven't streamed in a while, but I still have my YouTube channel, LevinLightsaber. I have videos I gotta start working on again. With like loss in the family and COVID, I haven't been making anything, but I'll be getting back on it soon.
And of course, I do Twitch live streams of just long video games and other assorted goodies over at twitch.tv/TheSampleMan.
Alright. Yeah, definitely follow both these guys. Real nice. They had their own podcast for a while there, and hopefully that comes back because I miss listening to you three of you talk about football. So see what
Yeah, I
happens.
don't know about that one.
Yeah, I throw it out there just in case, but yeah. Thank you all. This be fun little podcast. Definitely gotta do some more of these. Maybe we'll do a week every Sunday or every week. Choose some teams to play and win and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens. But thank you all for all these gentlemen here. Have a great rest of your evening, and thank you.